Co-creating with ChatGPT, setting intentions for true transformation. Are you ready?
Today on the Wandering But Not Lost podcast.
And now your host, Jen O'Brien and Matt Emerson.
Welcome everyone to the WBNL Wandering But Not Lost podcast, where we align, connect, and prosper together. Jen O'Brien, it's episode 320. You can find all those show notes over at WBNLpodcast.com. What do we have on the docket for today? More chat about ChatGPT, I believe.
Well, after we had our fun happy hour, get real with AI, I've really been working on some things with it and as part of a manifestation manual, if you will. And so I really want to share. I'm actually going through and working on doing this for the new year, right? It's about setting intentions and so forth. So we want to focus today on continue to discuss how ChatGPT can really be a collaborator. And honestly, depending on our topic today, a true life coach, okay, to guide you through making all these things work for you in your life when it comes to setting your intentions and manifesting what you want to have happen in your life. So I want to introduce a technique with intentions we're calling release and welcome, the release and welcome approach to setting intentions. So that's what we're going to cover. We actually have a prompt that we've worked with in developing it, which, the cool thing about a prompt is you can take the prompt and change it the way you want to, but it gets you started. So you don't have to think about, how do I get ChatGPT to help me with this thing I'm trying to do? The prompt is everything. So we've really fine-tuned that for you today. But first, we're going to walk through some steps, Matt. And I want to talk about the difference between goals and intentions.
Love that.
So most people will define goals as SMART, right? Specific, measurable. We use different things like it's in the affirmative, it's actionable, it's results oriented, and it's got a time limit on it. Okay. So goals are specific outcomes that you want to achieve. An example might be, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. Okay. Yep. Intentions, however, are more about being rather than doing. Okay. Yeah. Being, your state of being. They focus on your mindset and your energy and how you want to show up in the process. So an example of an intention is, I intend to treat my body with love and respect, choosing nourishing habits daily. That's a good one. All right.
Very good.
Key distinction: goals are future focused. Intentions are anchoring you in the present moment. You've been talking a lot about being present in your shorts, Matt Emerson.
I have been.
All right. Goals are measured by, measure success by outcomes, where intentions measure success with alignment, how you're feeling and how it aligns with your overall values for your life. Okay. So I think you need both, right? Goals can give you direction. Intentions keep you grounded and connected to your why, which is what we think is so important. Yep. And I was getting a little over everything's about goals. And I think that's a good explanation of what the difference is and why you maybe need both.
Agreed.
Maybe look at goals as the action steps, the things that you need to take, but intentions is really being present in the moment and focused on what's really important to you, tied to your why, tied to your passion. Okay. So let's explain the two parts of a well-rounded intention. Number one, something you're ready to let go of. Why is this important? Because we all have stuff that we need to let go of. Okay. Maybe some of us have more than one area or one thing to let go of. And honestly, it is about, it's really emotional. It's going to tie into how you're feeling. Okay. Or it's blocks, limiting beliefs, things like that are going to stop you from getting what you want. Many, many people I work with and over the years, I have said, I don't know how many times, I'm going to save this much money, or I'm going to really do that daily practice. And the question always becomes, why am I not doing it, Matt? Why don't I always do it? Well, there's something internal to me. If I wasn't always doing my daily practice, which I do better with, but I'm not out doing my walks. I'm not out doing a few things that I have set an intention for. So I have to examine what's getting in the way. Yeah. So when you identify what's getting in the way and you go through a process of getting rid of it, then it creates space to let something new come in. But you can't just jump to the new thing without doing the hard work, the shadow work, the process of what is it? It could be an old habit, a belief, an emotion that can block your progress and aligning you with your higher self, aligning you with the version of yourself you really are saying to yourself that you want to be. So we've talked about limiting beliefs. I think we had a whole podcast on limiting beliefs. Go back and check that out. There's work that you can do on that. It's just sitting down and looking at what is the thing that keeps popping up. It's generally around fear of failure. I'm not good enough. It's something along those lines. There's something all of us have, and it usually just comes from our whole upbringing and whatever has happened, various things that have happened in your life. There could be emotions. There could be fear, shame, guilt, anger. There could be something like that that's holding on to you. There could be habits or patterns, routines that no longer align, things that you do like unhealthy eating that maybe you've gotten so used to doing, it's comfortable and it's maybe makes you feel good because you're eating things that for a moment make you feel okay.
That's right.
But you're recognizing they no longer align with this vision of who I really want to be. So there's a conflict, right? There's a conflict. And the first part is identifying the something you're ready to let go of. Now, trust me, we've got a prompt and your friend ChatGPT is going to be able to help you with this. So here's some examples of some release statements. I released a fear of failure that has kept me stuck. I let go of relationships that drain my energy. I'm ready to release self-criticism, big one, and embrace self-compassion or self-love.
That's huge.
That's a big one. We all have self-talk, criticize ourselves. So we have all these are in the show notes for you. Okay, so that's number one, identifying what gets in your way. It's either and or a combination of limiting belief, some kind of negative emotion, or a habit or pattern that no longer serves you. Now, the fun part. Now, that first part, it's identifying it, but there may be some work you need to do to really release it. Something that you're ready to welcome in. Why is it important? Welcoming invites new energy, new opportunities, that alignment with your purpose. What is it you're here to truly do? It shifts your focus to want to cultivate and embody moving forward, not being stuck in the present or staying in the past. So what are the key areas to explore? Your feelings and your current energy. What emotions or states do you want to invite into your life? What are the emotions? Like, name them. What is it that you really want that you might feel is lacking? Beliefs or mindset. Are there empowering beliefs that you're ready to adopt? Is there a new belief that you would love to be able to really embody and know when you say it, it really is true. It's not just this thing you're saying. And then are there new daily habits or practices that you want to bring into your life and you're ready that would be in alignment with this new intention? So here's a couple examples. I welcome confidence and clarity into my career. I invite joy and gratitude into my daily life. And if you want to know more about gratitude, check out our recent podcast, and you can check out our shorts. Matt's been doing a plethora of shorts that are really great. Short, less than 30 seconds over on our YouTube channel, and I'm putting up on our TikTok channel as well. Here's another one. I embrace healthy habits that nourish my body, mind, and soul.
Love it.
How about that?
I love it.
So now...
Wait, before you go, I just love I love the word welcome. I think welcome is a word that we have not talked about that a lot over the years, Jan. It's just, it is so, well, it's inviting, right? Because that's what it means. But it's just, it is perfect. It's a perfect thing to start really using in your internal conversation.
So now you've done the 1 and the 2. It's the release and the welcome part. And take some time with that. You got to sit down and really go through that. We have a self-guided questions that we're going to come up with here, and then we're going to really talk to you about playing with ChatGPT to guide you through this step by step. And it's very inspiring working with ChatGPT because all the workload's not on you. The workload on you is answer the questions honestly and truthfully. Right. And then get the feedback, and you keep working. We'll get to that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself because it's very exciting. But if you don't want to use the AI, you can do this whole process just by sticking with us right now, and we'll give you some of those guided questions in a moment. But first, we're going to combine the release and the welcome into a single intention, okay? So that well-rounded intention integrates the two parts, what you're ready to release and what you're ready to invite or welcome into your life. So, and it gives you this balance and a flow, right? Because you've identified, you're not trying to hide from, I procrastinate, okay? By just saying a new affirmation. So you're releasing, and there's work to do in the releasing part. And then you're able to free up the space in your mind, in your body, so that the new thing you want to welcome in, there's room for it. It's sort of like the analogy of if you want to be able to, invite new things into your life, in your house and so forth, get rid of old stuff. Like go into your closet and get rid of all the things. Have you ever heard that analogy? It's a good one.
Sure,
where
absolutely.
It happens all the time. Like you'll feel better just by clearing out your closets or the clutter in your room and freshening it up and cleaning it out. That's the analogy. You're doing that to yourself now. And it allows room, for something else to come in that is for your the higher part of you, the part that you really want to be. And there's things in your closet that why you hold on to them. They don't work for you anymore. And that's the thing. There are things that we hold on to that don't work for us anymore, that don't serve us. Just like some of those clothes in the closet. I did this yesterday, Matt.
Oh boy.
I went through and cleaned my closet out. And I'm like, why am I holding on to these things? I'm a whole nother pile. And I had been doing this before. I had 2 or 3 piles of clothes I gave to the donation to I forget where. Where's the main donation place? Goodwill. Okay, it's one down the street. And I got another bag because I'm not wearing this again, and this is not who I am anymore. And it just felt great. Now, here's the beautiful part about that analogy here. When you make more room in the closet, there's room for you to go get something new to put in the closet. Okay, but if it's already overflowing with things,
which is good, Jan, unless you're worried about your finances, because then you're just adding more to your. Finances.
There you go. But
hey, before you get to that, can I just make a proclamation right now because
Sure.
that kind of inspired me because I have clothes. I just have a lot of clothes, and I have things that I've saved. I had a couple shirts from the '90s that I still have, and next week I'm wearing it on the podcast.
Okay. I love it. But everything's neat and tidy, I know, in your area.
Oh my God. It's like day glow, purple and that yellow. I can't wait to wear it. Sorry, I'm digressing, but you got me all excited about it.
But you get the analogy, and it's the same applies to yourself, your vehicle, your vessel, your body and your mind, your soul, all of that. Yeah. You've got to get rid of old stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. It doesn't fit you anymore, to get ready for the new stuff to come in. Right. So here's some examples of this combined release and welcome intentions, okay? I release fear and doubt, and I welcome courage and confidence into my journey. I let go of past resentment. I let go of past resentment and invite unconditional love and harmony into my relationships. How many of you listening right now can relate to that? That are so many folks do have resentment and anger towards somebody in their life that they've been holding on to weeks, months, years. And that if you have no idea, you might not think it's impacting you, but it is impacting you in many ways that you may not even be aware of. That's a good one. Here's one for Jan. I release procrastination and welcome disciplined, focused energy to achieve my goals. I let go of perfectionism and embrace growth and learning with joy. And the final one, I release self-doubt and welcome trust in my abilities and intuition. So you choose the words, but you get the idea. You do the work to get down deep into what is really holding you back, address it with these questions we're about to give you, and then we're going to give you a really cool, detailed way to do it with ChatGPT or whatever AI you might want to use. So here's the self-guided questions to help you create the intention. What are you holding on to that feels heavy or misaligned with your vision for the future? How does letting go of this open up space for something new? What are you ready to invite into your life to replace what you're releasing? And then how do you want to feel as you integrate this intention into your life? So super important that you really get in touch with the feeling part of this, the emotions and the why of why are you setting this new intention and what really has been holding you back? And when you do this work, then you'll be able to really start, seeing the difference. Here's some practical steps to use this now. How do you apply the concept that we just covered? Always reflecting and journaling, right? Write down one thing you are ready to let go of and one thing you want to welcome. You could do that one at a time. Maybe there's more than one thing, and go through this process with one particular area of your life at a time, or something that you really know that you've been needing to let go of and bring in. And then we have some rituals for release and welcome. I love full moons are a great time to By the way, let go of things, new moons, to welcome new things into your life. So if you want to tie it to, there's always a new moon and a full moon every month. Just check out an app and you can figure out what those dates are. But you can write down the whole process of writing down what you want to release, letting go of it. And you could do a little ritual where you tear it up. You could burn it up safely, bury it, all those kind of things. And then when you write your new thing down, or your combined statement too, put it visually, put it somewhere, write it on a sticky note, say it as an affirmation. So that's another thing. You put it into your daily practice in an affirmation. So we've listed, we won't go through all of them, but we've listed, to help you get going, 10 common limiting beliefs or habits to release and their positive counterpart, along with a affirmation to use. So negative self-talk and self-compassion, obviously. I release negative self-talk and replace it with kindness and compassion toward myself. Is there another one in here that you like? How about anxiety? A lot of people are dealing with anxiety. Anxiety and then presence. I let go of anxiety about the future and embrace presence and trust in the process, as an example. Do you see anything else that you like?
Yeah, I think self-talk is the biggest one for me. I mean, personally, if we want to get personal, I beat myself up all the time. So if you can just get out of that mode and, start getting yourself in a, more positive space, it's brilliant. So,
okay, so here's another one. We did procrastination and discipline. That's a good one. Here's another affirmation on I release procrastination and step into focused, disciplined action with ease. Need for control and going with the flow. I release my need for control and surrender to the flow or divine timing and guidance. Okay, so there's some great ones in there. Resentment and forgiveness is a good one. I let go of resentment and open my heart to forgiveness and emotional freedom. Emotional freedom. Imagine what that would be like if you no longer, held resentment towards an issue.
Well, and fear of rejection. Did you just say that? Fear of rejection. That's a great one too.
Fear of rejection, authenticity. Yeah. I release my fear of rejection and express myself authentically and confidently. So we kind of just went through this where you do the work, but if you really want to go deep with this and use ChatGPT as that life coach, I work with this and asked ChatGPT. My ChatGPT, remember, if you listen to our previous podcast, is named Geo. I asked Geo to help me create a prompt. I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm working on. I want to be able to see if you can help me craft the right prompt so you ask me the right questions so I can really dive into what I want to release and what I want to welcome and help me with this process. So that's what I set up. And I'm going to read the prompt to you here and I'm going to walk you through and you can go get it in our show notes. But let me tell you, this is so powerful and I tweaked it a little bit and then I started playing with it and it's really amazing. So let me walk you through this little journey of what I was working with it on. So it's the prompt. When I asked it for the prompt, it came back and said, ChatGPT, I need help reflecting on what's holding me back and identifying what I'm ready to welcome into my life. I want to use the following framework for this process. I have answered the questions in step 1 regarding what to release. Please guide me through the following steps to gain clarity. Now, what I want to tell you is how I came up with this prompt is that I asked ChatGPT to help me with the prompt and what are the steps to do it. So there are 4 pieces to this. So that's the first part. You actually would just take this whole prompt but you got to answer the first questions first. So let me kind of explain it a little bit. Okay. Again, so the setup is I need your help reflecting on what's holding me back and what I want to bring into my life. I want to use this framework. Now it gave me the framework. Okay. Be clear. It gave me the framework, but now I'm going to ask it to help me step by step go through this process so that I can, work on it and then do the first part and then go back and say, I'm ready to go do the next part. So part 1 is identify what to release. And so there's 3 questions in here. What fears, limiting beliefs, habits, or emotions are weighing me down? How have these impacted my life? And what am I ready to and why am I ready to let them go? And the third question, what might my life look like if I release these? So I did this and I just played with this and used the example of procrastinating around managing finances and being overwhelmed and all of this. And so I wanted to just see what was going to happen if I just played with it. So I took the whole prompt that we have in here. That was just step 1. I'll come to step 2, 3, and 4 in a minute, but I had to answer those questions so it could have a frame of reference for
Right.
what is the limiting belief or the thing I want to let go of. So you have to take that, and we put an example in here for you so you can get an idea how to get the prompt started. Because you've got to actually do the work. It can't read your mind yet.
Yeah.
Yet. Okay. So you put that in, and then it will come down and it will start. I'll come back to that in just a second to tell you. I need to get back to that really quick because it gets into deep detail just around once you answer those questions, how to work with it a little bit. Okay, so I'll come back in a second, but because I do want to walk you through the other steps that are in the prompts that it's going to help you with. So step 2 is explore what to welcome, and now it asks questions like, what qualities, feelings, or energies do I want to invite into my life? How do these align with the person I'm becoming or my higher purpose? How will welcoming these help me move forward with greater alignment? And so what happens is you do the first part and you can dive in, and it's going to give you a bunch of stuff to work with around that. Then it will be like, let's go work on number 2, exploring what to welcome. Now you've got to do the work and answer those questions, and it will come back with some more of the information in the rest of the framework, and then you can keep diving in deeper. So let me continue. So we did identify what to release, 3 questions, explore what to welcome, 3 questions. Now craft a combined intention, which is basically the process I just walked us through a little bit ago, but now we're using ChatGPT to get into the details. So number 3, craft an intention. Based on my reflections, can you help me create a single balanced intention that includes both release and welcome? So after you have answered the questions, it will come up with some intentions for you, the combined intention statement. And then if you're not liking it, it will keep asking you, do you want to refine this? You can say, can you give me 3 or 4 more examples of that? Or you can change it. You just keep working with it, right? You go back and forth and collaborate. So now we have the combined intention statement. Then part 4 is supportive practices. Can you suggest daily practices or affirmations to help me embody this intention and stay aligned with it? How can I make releasing and welcoming an ongoing part of my growth? So those are already written for you, okay? And you basically do the work answering the questions in 1 and 2, and then you get ChatGPT to help you with the next part. And so I'm just looking at my ChatGPT right now to kind of see what else it did in the welcome, explore what to welcome. It just gives you some more things about what qualities, feelings, or energies do I want to invite into my life. Now it gives you some things like, for that example, clarity and ease around managing finances, disciplined spending habits, a sense of empowerment. So it helps you with maybe, embracing what is it that putting into words, what is it that's, is the issue, right?
Yeah.
And then it will be, so it came up with this craft a combined intention. I release procrastination and impulsivity around finances and welcome clarity, discipline, and gratitude for financial security and peace. What? Okay, and then it gives me some supportive practices. Morning affirmations. Begin each day by repeating your intention. So it's got a statement there. Mindful spending journal talks to me about writing down, reflect on your purchases and see if they align with values. Spend 5 minutes a day visualizing yourself confidently managing your financing, feeling secure and joyful and peace. All based on answering the questions, okay? It gives me a weekly practice. You ready for this? Financial Power Hour, Matt. Set aside 1 each hour a week to review your finances. Break it into small, manageable tasks like checking your balances, budgeting. Boy, sounds a little scary. Celebrate progress no matter how small. Releasing rituals, doing that whole thing of releasing, burning the paper or tying it into breath work or meditation, and welcoming rituals, and then accountability. But then it just goes on from there, and you can dive deeper and use it as much as you want to. But the whole power of this is getting you sort of like using a real-time one-on-one coach where you're like, answer the questions truthfully, and then it's going to give you some things that are going to resonate with you. And if they don't resonate with you, you're going to say, can we go a little deeper into this area? Can we do this? Because that's the power of the ChatGPT, I think, right, Matt?
Absolutely.
The more you work with it, the more
Yeah.
it just gets crazy on how well it starts to understand how to work with you.
Yeah. It's really awesome.
All right, so no more excuses, no more procrastination. If you're really ready to make some changes in your life as we come to the end of 2024, what better time than right now, as we record this in December, to really take a look at this personal side of you, this part of you, the mindset part, the part of you that if you don't have all this in alignment, your business doesn't flourish, So that's what we wanted to share with you today. Any other insights on
No,
this?
I just love it. I love it, Jan, and I love the fact that once again, it's like it demystifies or shows how AI can really kind of help you in your personal life. It's not all about just writing things, and you know what I mean. It's about really maybe giving you a little roadmap of what you need to do. It's really cool, awesome. I love it. So all that over at the show notes at wbnlpodcast.com or episode 320. Jan O'Brien, Lorraine's still on deck for this Friday.
Yeah, I got to
That's
remind you of
awesome.
that.
What's she going to talk about?
She's going to talk about what she does, how it can relate customer service, and just she's a therapist, but she's working in a cancer hospital, Moffitt in Tampa, and she brings all the people that she has to do all the training for the people that come on board, for doctors, nurses, everybody that works, and they talk, and it's all about instilling the amazing customer service and how you take care of people. Can you imagine in a cancer environment? For treatment, but those things that she talks about and does work in any business, really. So
yeah, Lorraine O'Brien, she's been on our podcast before a couple times. She's fantastic. Not only is she great with mindfulness and
all of it, listening, the ability to
but she's also
resolution,
a wanderer, which we love that too. So join us next week on episode 321 for Lorraine O'Brien's return to the podcast studio. So I guess until next week, we will just get out there and set your intentions. Well, no, wait. What are the 4 steps, Jan? 4 steps again, real quick.
First thing, you got to identify what you need to let go of that's no longer serving you, or any habit or limiting belief or negative emotion. Get rid of it. Fill in with the new one. What is that you want to bring into your life? Set an intention and practice it daily.
That's awesome. And then also be forever wandering, but not lost.